Hi everybody, welcome to 50 Plus Beauty, and I am truly excited to have you here with me today because I recently did a video on how I got rid of one hooded eyelid that I had about 4 years ago when I started using tretinoin. And all of you ask, or many of you ask, if I could show you the video of exactly how I apply the Retin-a, and I made a video of that a couple of nights ago, and I'll be sharing that with you. But first, I have some other details that I want to share with you. First, on doctors' opinions about the safety of Retin-a, and also about some other YouTubers I have discovered that discovered exactly what I did, and that is that a little bit of tretinoin, or brand name Retin-a, on your eyelids, just the smallest amount, can really help bring up those hooded lids. And for those of you who can't afford eyelid surgery or don't want to go there, and actually that would be me too. No, I could afford it, and I had always decided I would do it if I ever need it. But I think after using the tretinoin on my eyelids, I really do not need it. And below, I will link that video that I aired about a couple of weeks ago, and I think it's gotten 50,000 views already. People are really interested in that video, and I will link it up here, and all you have to do is click it, and then after this video, you will be taken to that video, and that shows you a lot more details of how I use the tretinoin to get rid of my hooded eyelids. But first, if you're not a subscriber and you're interested in all things anti-aging, I hope you'll subscribe, and when you click that little bell and or share this video with a friend, that really helps my video do better, and that way I can help more people, which is absolutely wonderful. Now, before I get into the specifics about Retin-a, I have not been doing many makeup videos at all, like almost none, but I did want to share with you a couple of great products, and these are kind of reprise products. This is a mascara that I haven't used for several years. It used to be my favorite, and I have to show you my eyelashes, and I rediscovered it again this morning. Anyway, long story short, I had a Zoom meeting this morning, I thought at 10 o'clock. Well, I get all made up, and I had a blazer on. I was trying to be professional, and I go to Panera and get my free coffee. By the way, you can get free coffee at Panera for the first 3 months. It's a coffee subscription, and I'll link information to it below the video. It is a great deal. The first 3 months, you get free coffee or iced coffee anytime you want to, every 2 hours at Panera. And then after the first 3 months, if you stay on, you pay $8.99, and that is for unlimited coffees every 2 hours at Panera, and it's a great deal. But anyway, I went to Panera, got my free coffee, and looked in the mirror, and I thought, Beth, your makeup looks weird. What's wrong with you today? You look tired. And I realized that I had forgotten to apply mascara. And I did not keep it with me in my purse. I have since remedied that, because I have just added a small mini mascara to my purse this afternoon. And if you'd like to see a video about what I keep in my purse, I've kind of gotten it down to a science. So please make a comment below the video, because I would love to share with you how I get a lot packed into a very small purse organizer. But anyway, I ended up stopping by Walgreens and running in, because I was already late to work, and I got this CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume. I think it's upside down. Yes, it's upside down. But anyway, look at those beautiful lashes, and those are totally my own lashes, and I remembered why I liked this so much. It is basically a very clumpless mascara, but yet it really gives you that kind of glam look. Very, very full volume mascara. And also, if you want a video about how my lashes look so long and my brows, then please ask that in the comments section below the video, because I really have found some great lashes and brow products. Okay, well, one last thing. I feel like I look a little bit pasty today, so I'm going to show you how this Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray works to kind of take off that, let's see, dry, cracky, crumbly, kind of aged look that we can all get when we get a little drier, a little older. So you just take the setting spray and try to shield your hair. It just gives you a little bit of a youthful glow, and I really do like that. It calms down the matteness of your powder, I guess, and it just brings on a little bit of a glow to your skin, which I really appreciate. And again, that is the All-Nighter Setting Spray, and I'll put a link to that below the video. Okay, let's get into the meat of this video, which I'm so excited about, and that is showing you how I apply Retin-a or tretinoin as it is called, to my eyelids and how I solved my problem with hooded eyes. And for those of you who did not see my earlier video, I'll show you a before and after picture of my eyes here. And as you can see in the first picture, I had been using tretinoin for about 5 months, but on the left eye there, you can see it's very, very hooded. And then 5 months later, that hood has really just improved, and I really no longer had the hooded eye again at about the 10-month point of using tretinoin over my face with just the tiniest little bit on my eyelids. And I will say that those were the results that I had using the tretinoin in terms of my eyelids at 10 months. And as you can see, my eyelids are not hooded at all. They have really stayed up. And what tretinoin does, it actually thickens the underlying skin, so your skin plumps up and it smooths out those fine lines and wrinkles. It does thin the very top layer, the dead layer of your skin cells. So basically when it strips off, when they peel away those dead skin cells, it unpeels and unveils beautiful, radiant skin. Okay, now let's get into the really important question. Obviously, using tretinoin in your eyelids can help with hooded lids and also maybe under eye wrinkles. But the question is, truly, is it safe? And to find that out, I went researching on the web and found quite a few doctors and dermatologists who say it is just fine to do that. And I found a video by another mature beauty YouTuber named Tara Pretty, maybe Tara Pretty, and it's so funny that her name is Pretty. It's Priddy, but as you can see, she is very, very pretty. And I absolutely love Tara's channel because she is wonderful at looking at the scientific research behind all different kinds of skincare actives. And it's so important for us to know that we're not just shelling out funds for something that has a great advertisement and great marketing, that the things that we're putting in our skin actually do work. And Tara's channel is great for that, and I will link it below. And she also did a video, which I will link below, about doctors' opinions about using tretinoin on eyelids. But let me tell you what my research uncovered. The first quote here is from Dr. Jeffrey Zirin, MD, and he says topical retinoids can be used on the eyelids. In fact, Retin-a has been approved by the FDA for the reduction of fine lines of the lower eyelids. Your physician will instruct you on how to use this product both safely and effectively. Topical retinoids work by increasing cell turnover and thickening up the epidermis and dermis, thus reducing some of the signs of aging. Now, another doctor echoed exactly what the first doctor said. This is Dr. Mary Lupo, and she calls herself one of the country's leading experts in the field of non-surgical skin rejuvenation. She says, we've been recommending the use of Retin-a in the periorbital region for 2 decades. It's important to apply sparingly to prevent drip into the eyes, which would be irritating. It's an option to improve fine periorbital lines and brown discoloration. Be sure to use sunscreen during the day for best results, and that is absolutely essential. Anytime you're using tretinoin or any type of retinoids on your skin, it is very important to use sunblock religiously. Now, the last quote is from Dr. Davin Lim, who I know you probably all know. He is our heartthrob dermatologist from down under. Oh my, I wish he were in this country. I mean, I'm old enough to be the guy's mom, but it would sure be nice to visit with him, get his skincare expertise, and get to look at him. He's just absolutely darling. Now let's get his quote on using tretinoin on the eyelids. He says, that's what I've been using for the past 2 decades. But the trick is to titrate the dose, i.e. mix it up with a moisturizer. Everyone has different skin types and sensitivities, e.g. I have eczema, and the max I can use it is 2 to 3 applications per week, I think he means, alternating with Obagi Skin Hydrate Facial. Topical Retin-a and sunscreen is the best way to prevent wrinkles. Most dermatologists are on this regime. Regards, Davin S. Lim, and he mentions his clinic there in Australia. Okay, that's what the doctors say. So it is safe if you use it just a tiny little amount, or if you take it and mix it with a moisturizer to kind of cut it down to make it less irritating. Now let me show you exactly how I apply tretinoin to my eyelids. Well, here I am. It is in the evening, and I've done all of my skincare steps up to the tretinoin step. And that is where, of course, I put a little tretinoin on my eyelids. So I did want to show you, many of you asked to see exactly how I do that and how much I use. And basically, here we go. And mostly I get my tretinoin from my Curology prescription bottle, which I really do like that program. but you can also just use your normal Retin-a. And when I had the good results, when I started tretinoin years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I was just using this, and that is how I got the good results initially on my eyelids. Sometimes I switch back and forth on this. It doesn't have to be that I use the Curology. And since most of you are just using the tretinoin, I'll go ahead and show you this doing just the tretinoin. So here we go. And again, as everybody knows, you take a pea-size amount. There we go. There's a nice little pea there. And then you just rub it between your fingers. Actually, dot it. And I'm not going to put it on my neck this time. Sometimes I do, but right now my neck is a little bit red and inflamed. So I'm just putting that tretinoin all over, and I do take it totally under my eyes, just like I do normally. And then I have just the tiniest little bit left, just the tiniest little bit, and I do go clear all over my lids, just like that. And that is how I do it. It's very, very simple, but it does show very good results over time. And since I have no makeup on, I'll show you my eyelids again for those of you who haven't seen my earlier video. A lot of people accuse me of having had eyelid surgery, which I have not, but here it is. I'm sure they look ugly and red and veiny. I hope you can see the tops of my eyelids. But as you can see, I have no scar. And if you have had upper eyelid surgery, you have a scar here, a circular scar. You can't get rid of that. And it is hidden when you open your eyes because it is in that fold there. So anyway, that is how I use tretinoin on my eyelids to get rid of hooded lids. Well, that was a look at how I apply tretinoin, and I use the 0.05% strength every single night of the week. I will never go up to the 1% strength because I tried that at one point and I peeled like a snake. So I really just think the 0.05% is strong enough, and the studies show that it does not really matter the strength that you use. It just takes you a little longer to get to your final result the lower your strength. So I am perfectly fine staying just where I am. I'm getting good results and yet not peeling a lot of the time, which is just wonderful. Okay, if you're not a subscriber and you're interested in everything anti-aging for us 50 plus beauties, then I hope you'll subscribe. And when you click that little bell and or share this video with a friend, that helps the video in the YouTube algorithm, which I really appreciate. Okay, I always like to leave you with a little thought for the day, and normally I read from some positive thinking cards, but today I had a viewer say something to me in a comment, and I wish I could remember the viewer's name. I thought I had saved it, and I went searching for it, and I could not find her name. Sorry to you. And actually, if you're watching, if you can put a comment below in the video to let me know it was you, I'll pin your comment and put it at the top, because I really appreciated what you said, and it really, really helped me. As those of you who follow my channel know, I have suffered most of my life with just a little bit of depression, just a little bit of the feeling, you know, is that all there is? And kind of a tendency or a habit I am learning to look at things in my life a little bit on the negative side. But I have really been working very hard since around January 1 to cure that situation. And I'm really learning a ton about that and actually becoming happier. But basically in an earlier video, maybe 2 or 3 videos ago, I mentioned that I was watching a Brian Tracy sales video. Brian Tracy is kind of an older guy. He's around my age, maybe a little bit older, but he has been an outstanding public speaker and a great sales trainer for probably 30 years. And he says that we as older people, in fact, we people of any age, one of the best things we can do for ourselves and even for others around us is to learn to be our own best friend and to learn to get out of the habit of that negative self-talk that we have going on in our heads. And basically, whenever we have something negative that goes through our head, we should immediately switch it to positive to get out of that habit and start learning to see things from a more positive perspective. But in this video, during the thought for the day, I mentioned that one thing he said that was great to do is to walk around during the day, and the minute you start to feel down, you just say, I like myself, I like myself, I like myself. And I started to do that, and as I shared in the video, it was really helping me feel a lot happier. Well, then my viewer piped up, and she said, you know, I've always done that, and it does help me, but instead of saying I like myself, I say I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And you know, when you say I love myself and you kind of hug yourself, it does feel wonderful. And you know, it really does boost me up. And another wonderful quote that I heard in a YouTube video And I have no idea who the speaker was who said this. She was someone I was not familiar with, and I will try to find it, and I'll link it below if I can find it. But her quote just hit me right in my heart. She said, and I wrote it down, "If I don't tell them who I am, how can they find me? If I don't tell them who I am, how can they find me?" And that just gave me tingles all over, because here on YouTube, one of the things I try to get across, and I don't think I get it across very well, is that I had challenges, especially in my first half, and I still do. None of us are perfect, and I certainly am not. And sometimes I think in the first half I had this tendency to try to gloss it over and to try to dress well and look well and be pretty and kind of act like everything was great. But you know, that really isn't totally honest. And on my channel, I really want to learn to be more honest with you, because I think one way that I can be of service to you is to tell you the things that I did wrong in my life, and maybe the perspectives that I gained and the things that I learned. Again, if I don't tell you who I am, how can you find me? Well, anyway, those are my thoughts for the day. As you're going through the day, if you're feeling a little down, just say to yourself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, and also risk being a little vulnerable. Because if you don't tell others who you are, how can they find you? Take care, and I'll see you in my next video.